Hi everyone, today I will be doing my September wrap-up. So, I thought I would have a better reading month in the month of September. I got off to such a good start within the last week and a half. Didn't read a lot. So I thought I'd get done 10 books, but I only finished, I think, about 7. So, here we go. So the first one is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. It is kind of a gothic novel. It's about this girl, and she marries this guy, Max de Winter, and she lives in his mansion, and she starts seeing these weird things around the house. And it's almost like if the ghost of his previous wife was there. So, it was a very interesting book. So I will be doing hopefully a review for this, so I don't want to go too much into it. But it was interesting. This book has been made into a movie by Alfred Hitchcock, so that's the first time I had heard of it, and it was pretty good. So the first one was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. The next one is Nixia by Scott Wrightson, and this I got in the Illumicrate. It was an advanced reader copy, and it was actually really good. It's a kind of a sci-fi story. Let's see. It is about a boy named Emmett, and his family is in need of money, so he decides to go on this space mission where some people are trying to kind of get to know this other planet where there's life forms. But on the spaceship, there are kind of games and tasks he has to do in order for him to be kind of considered part of the crew. So it's kind of like Hunger Games meets Ender's Game, that kind of feel of it. You have these people doing these tasks and looking at the leaderboard and seeing who has the most points. It was really interesting, and I actually read it just in a couple days because it was fast-paced and interesting. This is one of the few books where I'm like, I really want to know what happens next, because the last part of the book, you're like, oh, what happens? Just with the characters that you've gotten to know throughout that time. So, Nixia by Scott Wrightson. And the next book was another kind of sci-fi-ish book. I've been kind of getting into sci-fi recently. It's Warcross by Marie Lu. And I did a review of this, so I'll probably link it again below. And this, I was able to get to meet the author and have her sign it, so that was really cool. So this is a story about Amika. She is kind of a bounty hunter, and she hacks in this world that has been taken over by this game. This is like 30 years in the future, and everyone plays this game called Warcross, where you put these glasses on, and kind of anything you want to happen happens. So if you wanted to go out to lunch with Benedict Cumberbatch or Jennifer Aniston, you just put those and you pretend to go out. And they also can do kind of games Olympic style, where you have to get points and all that. And like kind of like Sims, where you'll see the little things above and you get points. And there's the Olympics of this game, and Amika accidentally hacks into the Olympics. And once she does that, no one has ever done that before, so she gets contacted by the creator of Warcross, the one who made all this game. What was his name? Hideo Tanaka. And he's like, I want you to go into the Olympics and actually do some spying for me. So, which is really interesting. She gets to go to the Olympics, and then just the whole world building that Marie Lu does for this is so interesting. It starts off in, I think, New York, but the Olympics take place in Tokyo. So just the feel of walking in Tokyo and seeing all these different stuff was just really good. So I would definitely recommend this book just because of the world building, and it's a very interesting, fast-paced story. So, Warcross Marie Lu, I'll put my review of it down below. So another book I did a review on already was Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo. This was a book that I was super, super excited for, and I was super, super excited that I was able to get a signed copy to Emma. And so this is kind of the story of Diana before she becomes Wonder Woman, before she meets the pilot. And she's on her island, the Amazon's island, and she rescues a girl named Alia. And it was kind of against the laws of the island that she should do that. So she decides to go to New York with her to kind of put everything to right. And so she meets up with Alia's brother and some friends, and they kind of go on this little journey, this quest. It was really good, really fast paced. I am super excited for the next books in the series, which will be like Batman, Superman, and Catwoman. So just super, 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 super excited about it. I like that it had a little poster of Diana to kind of get the feel of the New York. So that was another one. I did a review for it, so I will also post that down below. Another book I read was The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd-Jones. This is a story about a girl named Dee, and to kind of escape a very bad home life, she makes a deal with a demon for her heart. So in this book, demons will make deals for parts of your body. So, like, hey, you know what? I want $20 million. And they'll be like, okay, but I want your hand. So, you give your hand for $20 million. Or, but there's this one demon who deals in hearts. So, if you trade your heart for 2 years, you give your heart to the demon for 2 years, and he'll give you what you want. But you have to kind of do what he wants during those 2 years. So, she does the trade, and she wants to escape her bad home life and stay at her boarding school. So she does the trade, and what the demon wants her and this other group of people to do is kind of battle these little portals that keep popping up. So during this time, she starts to fall for a boy named James, and the whole premise is, how can you fall in love if you don't have any heart? So it was very interesting. It kind of, the writing kind of grips you, so you kind of like, ooh, okay. And the last part is very gut-wrenching, which is very sad. For those of you who have read it, there's a Harry Potter reference that was like, oh. So anyway, so it was really good. Not wow factor, but definitely I would give it a definitely 3 or 4 out of 5. So for the other ones, I forgot to tell you those. So I would definitely give this maybe a 4 out of 5, 3, 4 out of 5 stars. This one definitely 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. This one definitely 4 or 5 out of 5 stars, and this one 3 or 4 out of 5 stars. So those are that ones. And the last 2 books I read are actually graphic novels. So the first one is Nimona, and it's really thick. So I was surprised how thick it was. But this is a story about a girl named Nimona, and she starts working as a sidekick for a super villain, Lord Blackheart. That's him. And they start fighting and defending the world and not defending the world. So it was a very interesting book. It got a lot of hype on BookTube, so that's why I wanted to read it. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but it was definitely entertaining. So I would give it like 3 or 4 out of 5 stars. So there's Nimona. So here's some of the pictures. And the last one was actually one that I had gotten a while ago, but wanted to read, Superman Secret Identity. And I've been getting also into superheroes recently, so that's why I wanted to read this one. And it's kind of about if Superman never existed, but there was a Superman. So there's this boy, and his parents name him Clark Kent. So throughout his whole life, he's like, "Oh, my name is Clark Kent." And so people do jokes, "Oh, you're Clark Kent, ha ha ha, you're Superman, be strong." But then one day, when he's a teenager, he finds out that he is really strong, and he can fly, and he has night vision, and he's basically Superman. And so he's like, okay, what are the chances of this? My name is Clark Kent, and I have these powers as Superman. So it's kind of a different take on the origin story of Superman, which was really good. He meets a girl named Lois, and they fall in love. So it was really good just to see kind of like if Clark Kent's story got a lot of focus. So here's some of the illustrations. So yeah, so I actually really enjoyed this one, and I'd give it like a 4 or 5 out of 5 stars, because it was really good. So those were the books I read in September. I was hoping to read more, but anyway, which were some of your favorite books that you read in September? Let me know. There was just a lot of good books that came out. There was some that came out last day of September, so I will be putting those in my next book haul. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, bye.